welcome to Geek-lish, the language of geek culture. I am your host, Tim Aguirre, and joining me is my co-host, Heidi Barbeau. Heidi.
I didn't get a name this week.
I couldn't think of one.
Okay.
Been very busy.
All right, that's fair enough.
Stuff going on.
All right, fair enough, fair enough.
Heidi the Broken.
Heidi the Broken.
How's that?
That's pretty accurate right now.
There we go, yeah.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the podcast. And to find out more information about our podcast, you can find us on our website at www.geek-lish. We're on Facebook at Geek-lish and Twitter at Geek_lish. And you can find our episodes on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Blueberry, YouTube, and Pandora. We just checked. We're on Pandora, people. So, yay. And
Confirmed.
And also, welcome back.
Yeah.
We're back
It's
to do.
been a little while.
Yeah, we've had
A little bit of a hiatus.
Yep. We've had some time off. Some of it was for the holidays originally, but a lot of it had to do with me. I had a surgery, as people may have known from previous podcasts. I think we talked about it.
Yeah. You were supposed to put a video out. You haven't done that.
No, I didn't. I totally was going to, and I didn't. Anyway, so I had a surgery, and I'm still on the mend. I'm still off work, but I can sit here and record. So we're doing our podcast again. We're doing it. So excited. I miss doing the podcast.
Exciting stuff.
Yeah.
I almost didn't have anything prepared.
I know. Well, you really pulled it together quick.
I did, yeah.
Because I didn't give you much time.
Oh, man, let me find this. I found a bunch of stuff.
Awesome.
It was a little tough because there wasn't really much out there, but we have some stuff. But first, as always, say goodnight to my buddy, Oliver. Ollie, I love you. Good night. Be good to your mama. Sweet dreams and sleep tight. Good night.
That's going to be the cutoff where Amanda knows to turn off the podcast after that.
Okay, Daddy, say goodnight.
Now it's going to go dark.
Now it's going to go dark. So, yeah.
So what's in the news, Tim?
These? No.
These?
We've done that joke before.
Yeah.
It's very funny the last time. Funny enough, I think we were talking about these people.
Were we really?
I want to say we were.
Oh, man.
Anyway,
I think we were.
We might have, and we are always talking about these people. And those people are EA.
Yes. EA.
Electronic Arts. Causing some problems again.
As always.
Yes. So according to Kotaku, a story written by Jason Schreier, sources say that EA has canceled a Star Wars Battlefront spinoff last year. Talking about a year-old story? Well, this is why. So last spring, Electronic Arts canceled a planned spinoff of its popular Star Wars Battlefront series. Popular is a strong...
I was going to say...
Strong word, my friends.
Well, technically... Popular just means well-known, right? Or is that well-liked? What is the technical term of popularity?
My definition of popular would be well-received.
Right, yeah.
And, I mean, all right, to be fair, the first Battlefront was well-received. People were a little upset that there was no storyline. There was no story, campaign mode, and it was just online. But people still enjoy it. But...
Popular, liked, admired, or enjoyed by many people or by a particular person or group.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Battlefront 2, I feel like, does not fall underneath that umbrella.
No.
Especially when it first came out. There was that uproar with the loot crates and the pay-to-win stuff, and it was just...
But to be fair, for EA, they're so in denial about it. For them they would believe.
Oh yeah,
but this is not EA talking.
This is not EA talking about it. So I mean, I don't know. But so the third Star Wars game that the publisher. So this will have been the third Star Wars game that the publisher has axed since 2017. 3 Star Wars games that they have axed.
Jesus.
That were in development. So, and these were, and the last 2, I don't know really much about this one because this one was kind of a secret one.
Uh-huh.
But the last 2 I remember were very heavy single player mission kind of storyline. And you can't monetize single player story missions.
Do you think Oh, probably.
You can't monetize it.
Yeah.
It's hard to monetize single player co-op, like single player missions. They did come out with that new one that just came out, Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Order, which was really good, and there's no monetization.
Okay.
It's a single player storyline. You go through the story. It's an okay story. It's kind of generic in times, but the combat is really good and the force is really good, and there's good stuff in it. I still hold firm that the lightsaber combat feels a little bit too weighty, but otherwise, I feel like it works. The game works, and there's no monetization, which was a surprise.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was also a surprise to EA because they were like, single player games don't make money, and this one made a lot of money.
Yeah, but that's, like I said before, that's what they used to say about movies that were heavily like female, actors and actresses, or black. And look at Black Panther and other movies that came out.
Single by female.
Yeah. It's just like I don't like the idea of those just never make movies or money.
That movie classic 9 to 5.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
Yeah, but to say these things don't make money, you can't use 20 or 10 or even 5 year ago data for that stuff. Not in the movie industry, not in the music industry, certainly not in the video game industry.
Especially in an industry like that where it's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And changing.
Yeah, and with video industry,
that's such a blanket statement. Where it's like, are you kidding me?
Video games, you always have new groups of people coming into them, different age groups, different backgrounds.
Not everybody likes to play online with strangers.
No.
Some people just like to play the single player, good written storyline.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's like saying, books don't sell.
Books don't sell.
What are you talking about? Books sell constantly.
Yeah, I know.
We need to make a good co-op book. What the fuck are you talking about? So, this latest game, codenamed Viking, was originally envisioned for release in fall of 2020. So that's why this story is coming out now. Because it was supposed to come out this year.
Gotcha.
So alongside the next generation of consoles. But once it became clear to EA's executives that the timeline was unrealistic, Viking was no more. This account is based on interviews with 6 people familiar with EA's inner workings, all of whom spoke anonymously because they were not authorized to speak to a reporter about canceled projects.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun. So
Leakers.
The first person, Jerry Smith.
Oh, Seinfeld. I was
going to say Jerry Seinfeld, who works for EA, very well-known person who works for EA. No relation to the Jerry Seinfeld comedian. No, there's no names. The backstory of Viking is itself worthy of a Star Wars intro scroll. It started off a long, long time ago, 2015, in a galaxy far, far away, San Francisco, at the EA-owned studio Visceral Games, which spent 2 years developing a Star Wars heist game called Ragtag.
Okay.
Under the well-known director Amy Hennig, in October 2017, EA shut down Visceral and canceled Ragtag, although it said that Ragtag's art assets would be shipped up to the Canadian game studio EA Vancouver for a brand new open-world Star Wars game. So Amy Hennig, if I'm not mistaken, was the director of the Uncharted series.
Okay.
Which is a single-player series, and it's a very well-known, well-beloved, well-liked
I'm not even huge on video games, and I know that one.
Yeah, you know what Uncharted is.
Mm-hmm.
And she was going to direct this game, and they were like, no, it's not going to work. It's like Steven Spielberg walking into your office and going, I have an idea for a movie. Sorry, Steven, it's not going to work. It's not going to make us any money. What? You're poo-pooing Steven Spielberg? You're poo-pooing Amy Hennig?
How dare you?
Like, what the hell is wrong with you people? Because single-player games don't make money.
Yeah.
And just the thought of it, a Star Wars heist game, that just sounds fun.
Yeah, but...
Space heists?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like, that just sounds fun and entertaining.
Yeah.
There's a whole series. Grand Theft Auto is based around heists.
Oh, that's true. It's like a space version of GTA.
It's space GTA. How awesome does that sound? I'm excited for something that doesn't even exist.
That's true.
Right?
I actually would like to do... I actually probably would like to play that.
Sounds fucking amazing.
As long as there's not a lot of, bitches and hoes and smacking prostitutes. I don't want to do any of that stuff.
Twi'leks are the space... ladies of the night, so to speak.
Not a prostitute.
Not a prostitute, a lady of the night. All right.
Okay. There's
Sorry.
a difference.
Sorry, Glitter. I don't,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck your name is. Well, that's how it happens in the game. It's a viable reason.
All right, GTA people.
You can't do that in recent games. They completely get rid. But anyway, so that second game, Orca, was in development all throughout 2018 until it too was canceled by EA. Kotaku broke the news of Orca's cancellation last year. At the time, we reported that EA Vancouver was spinning up a smaller Star Wars project to replace it, one that would be planned for release in fall 2020 alongside the next-gen PlayStation and Xbox. Electronic Arts executives liked to call it a financial hole that needed filling. The third game was called Viking, and it was designed as a spin-off of the Star Wars Battlefront series with open-world elements. The plan was also for EA to bring in yet another studio to help out, Criterion, based in London, England, which was previously best known for racing games like Burnout and Need for Speed, but had in recent years expanded to more genres. EA Vancouver spent some time designing ideas and prototypes for Viking, and Criterion came aboard soon afterward. That was when the problems started. Although Criterion was, on paper, the lead studio, the logistical challenges of cross-country game development made that a difficult proposition. Because that doesn't happen throughout the entire industry.
Yeah, I mean, they even do that in movies.
Yeah, it's already sounding like a bullshit statement.
Yeah.
Just like, it's so hard to work with another country.
In this high-tech world we live in.
They're across the quote-unquote pond. You guys realize it's not a pond, right? It's an ocean. It's far.
It's far.
Guys. Okay. But
if this is your idea of a spin on bad PR, then you should not be in the video game industry.
So that was a difficult proposition, as one person involved with the game said, too many cooks was a running theme. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because EA doesn't let anybody fucking do their jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I agree with that statement. You gave Criterion the job, let them do the job.
Yeah.
Because EA was probably constantly putting their finger in the pie going, that's not hot enough. It's not. You haven't even let me put it in the oven yet.
Yeah.
Get your fingers out of my pie. You told me to make this pie. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like I should taste the pie. When it's done! It's not even done yet. So Criterion leads had an ambitious vision for the game, aiming to put a strong focus on story and characters. I feel like that may have been the problem. Story and characters. You can't monetize story and characters.
Nope.
It soon became clear that Viking would never be finished in just a year and a half. And EA's executives had no interest in extending the timeline. Viking was canceled in the first half of 2019. The game was supposed to be released in fall of 2020, and you stopped production in the first half of 2019. You didn't even let it cook long enough to keep that pie pun going.
I don't understand EA's approach to projects. I mean, I'm in school for project management, and everything they do is... You're supposed to offset adverse events in project management.
Right.
You're supposed to, I mean, obviously you can't foresee everything, but they should have been in the business long enough to know what events could happen and know how to either totally avoid them or to avoid the impact to the project. And they don't do any of that. They just
No.
It's
if anything,
they make it worse.
I was going to say, if anything, EA is their own adversary. Adversary.
Yeah, they're their own adverse event constantly over and over again.
How do we stop us from screwing this up? I don't know.
We can't be us.
We can't be us.
That's not going to happen.
That's impossible. We need to make money.
Yeah.
Although this news has gone unreported until now, that fall 2020 financial hole will go unfilled. Again, I don't know why. This is one of those situations where, I mean, you got to look at the contract between Disney and EA and go, all right, if I work for Disney and I'm in that branch that works with the gaming industry, it's like, all right, guys, we gave you this contract to make games.
And you're canceling
and you've
them
canceled more games than you've released in that same amount of fucking time.
Yeah.
Guys, you're technically they're 50-50. Oh, they're half and half. They're 3 for 3 at this point because they've released 3 games, but they've also canceled 3 games.
Wow.
And 2 of the 3 games were not not hugely well received. The second game was was a shit show, and then they surprised people with the third game that was like, oh my god, this is a single player game. Cool.
I just really do not understand their approach to things.
And it's like,
crazy.
you're a business, right? Like,
Yeah.
you're supposed to be making games?
Yeah.
And you had Amy Hennig, and you said no. Why? Single player games don't make money. Says who? You're the only ones that are saying this.
And that
the rest of the industry is not agreeing with you.
And here's the thing: single player games, one of their biggest single player games, makes a lot of money. Sims.
Yeah,
because
yeah. It's a
you
single
play-
player game, yeah.
It's a single player game, but the constant stuff you have to buy for every revision.
Well, that's why they
I think-
monetize the hell out of it.
I think Sims 5 is up to like 32 packs and worlds and crap.
Yeah, we've talked about it, and they're like, I think 30, 20, and like $10. Like,
Yeah.
Like in depending on what the pack is. And it's
so
like,
how can they justify it not making money?
it doesn't make any sense. And it's like one of the most anticipated games to come out this year is a single player game. Cyberpunk 2020. It's a single player story driven RPG. It's the most anticipated game this year. And you're going to tell me that single player games don't make money? They don't sell? Nobody wants to play single player experiences? You're so far up your own ass because you just
They're
want to
so out of touch with.
Yeah, and it's like you just want to monetize.
Yeah.
And you can't monetize single player. Well, you can, but it becomes very. I think when you try to monetize single player events, that's when it's obvious that you're being nefarious, and it's obvious that you're being money hungry.
Yeah, but EA has such a reputation right now that.
No matter what they do, it's
no
like
matter
you just
what
want
they do.
You just want my money.
Even if they do something that seems outright, you're like, oh, that's really great. If you know about EA enough, you're gonna go. Wait a minute.
That's why I was.
How does this benefit them? Because they ain't doing it for free.
I was very offhandish about the new Star Wars game, Star Wars: Fallen Order. I was like, oh, it's an EA game though.
Yeah, see,
it looks good, but it's an EA game.
Yeah, there's gonna be some kind of.
There's gonna be something, and I waited for reviews, and I waited, which is what I feel. In my opinion, I feel like everybody should do this. Stop pre-ordering games and getting these bullshit pre-order bonuses because that's it's part of the fucking problem of the game industry.
Yeah, because then you end up
now you're
buying 76 with a helmet you hate.
Yeah, exactly.
And a game you hate.
In a bag that's not made of the right material, and a bottle of rum that was
plastic.
That was promised to be glass, but actually came in a shitty plastic fucking container and was just a regular glass bottle of shitty dark rum. Good job, morons. But I got the pre-order bonus. Yeah, how's that fucking pre-order bonus working for you?
Yeah, I wouldn't pre-order
Fighting
anything.
T-posing zombies still? morons. Get
Stretched
that pre-order bonus.
Stretched out T.
Fucking idiots. So, Criterion has now taken back the Need for Speed series, and EA Vancouver is supporting other EA studios like BioWare and Respawn on games like Anthem 2.0, which was another fucking disaster of a game.
Yeah.
Anthem. And the fact that they're making a 2.0 is like, I hope this one doesn't brick systems. Because the last one almost did.
I don't understand. Oh, just EA's they are so off the rails.
Yeah. So games like Anthem 2.0 and Apex Legends, which is one of those games that is like, okay, this one's actually fun. This one's actually fine, but I feel like it's because it's not an EA game, it's a Respawn game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Respawn had more to do with it than EA did.
Yeah.
And so EA Vancouver also works on many of the company's sports games, which are the worst.
Oh.
Which are
Don't get me started on FIFA.
Oh, they're just terrible.
Yeah.
Especially the monetization. The key word for
ridiculous.
That's the word of the day, kids. Monetization. So it's the name of the episode. Monetization.
I know.
In May of 2013, Electronic Arts signed an exclusive agreement with Disney. Just talked about this for core video games. In other words, the ones on console and PCs that has led to a turbulent, fairly disappointing decade for Star Wars games. So, I mean, 2013. So in 2023, the exclusivity agreement runs out. And I hope to God Disney isn't stupid enough to sign on for another fucking 10 years.
Yeah, I
Well, hopefully it was a 10-year agreement. I don't know how long. It could be, 20 years or whatever. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. So today EA has 2 new Star Wars games in development. Okay, a sequel to Jedi Fallen Order at Respawn, and which No
Okay,
shock.
there's
No
a,
shock.
There's a little bit of hope there.
There's a little bit of hope. But again, I'm not going to buy it right out.
Nope.
I'll wait till
Nope.
reviews because
Yep.
they could monetize the shit out of it
Yep.
and go, well, the first one sold like gangbusters. Let's sell the second one and let's put loot boxes in there. And let's put grind walls and all these other shitty fucking things.
Yeah.
And then when people complain about it, then we'll flip that switch and make it easier for people.
Yeah, we'll say we can't do it, and then we'll do it.
We'll just say we can't do it. And a smaller, more unusual project at EA Motive in Montreal, Canada. What does that mean? I don't know. Whatever. But it's, and I'm sure. I mean, I'm tentatively excited for the sequel to Jedi Fallen Order because it does end on like on a cliffhanger.
Oh, it does?
So it's like, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
But what is this smaller, more unusual? Is it more unusual because they're not going to ask you for more money after you buy it?
Yeah,
Is that why it's unusual?
That would be the
We're
unusual.
gonna make a weird game where you buy it outright and you get the whole game. What? From EA?
This is crazy.
There's got to be a catch.
Yeah.
Nope, no catch. Full game for $60. Okay. This is a weird little title.
Yeah, this is odd. But coming out of Canada, I feel like that would be the case because they're such nice people up there. They don't want to do anything mean and nefarious like that.
Well, no, because one of the games that came out of Canada was Anthem.
Oh no.
I mean, it was a broken game. It wasn't really. It wasn't great either. But it was out of was it? No, see now I don't know. Yeah. Oh, EA Vancouver.
Oh.
Oh, EA Vancouver does the sporting games.
Okay, so Montreal
They do the sports games.
Is different.
Okay. Montreal, Canada.
Yeah, I can't do French.
We are the nice ones.
I can't do any accents.
I think. I don't know. I'm sure they won't appreciate my French accent.
I don't know.
Des stupid Americans.
The people you did voice work didn't know that you were from America.
That's true.
That's pretty awesome.
I'm Scottish.
You did a really good. You know what? I need to ask my friend Mac to listen because he's Scottish and have him listen to you. Tell him
that makes me so nervous.
Why?
I don't know, because having an actual Scottish person listen to somebody do a Scottish accent.
I know, but what if he says, "Wow, he sounds like he's Scottish"?
Don't tell him where I'm from.
Oh yeah, I'll ask him just to listen to it.
Yeah, just listen to this. Yeah. What do you think of his Scottish accent?
I'll just tell you. I'll say, "What do you think of the guy who's doing the voice acting? He's a friend of mine." And then he'll probably. My thought is he'll say, "What part of Scotland is he from?" And I'll be like, "He's not."
If he says that,
but I feel like he would know.
I feel like he would know. He'd be like,
Yeah.
"That's not fucking Scottish."
No, I feel like because in America, if somebody has a certain accent, you go, "Oh,
yeah,
I know where they're from."
Oh, are you Midwestern? Are you from
because if you
Florida?
hear somebody, I mean, not everybody in California talks like this, but they do in a lot of places, especially in LA. So
where's the nearest cappuccino?
yeah, they do talk like that in LA.
Are you from Canada? No, I'm from Vermont. What part of Vermont are you from? Hollywood, Vermont. Is it Hollywood in Vermont?
But just like when you go all New England-y, Massachusetts.
Oh yeah, when I get super drunk and mad.
Yeah.
Well, super drunk and or mad.
Or just mad. Yeah.
Or
either,
just or
either
if I'm
or.
mad, I get really Bostonian.
Yeah. Or people who have like a really thick, Southern accent. When we hear it, we're like, we know that where they're from. I feel like Mac would listen to you and know what part of Scotland you were from.
If that's that's assuming it's a good Scottish accent. That's good. That's assuming it's good enough to fool a Scottish person.
I'm going to test it.
Test it. Let me know.
I am.
It would be interesting to find out.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm my own worst enemy, so
you cannot take compliments.
I don't think
you're horrible at it.
I have literal written down proof that somebody from England didn't know I was from America.
That is really awesome.
And I'm still tentative about your Scottish friend going, what is he, from fucking like Fall River? Knowing immediately.
He's not gonna know. I'm totally
Look, oh my God, he
doing
knew. Oh God, my accent's terrible.
I'm gonna totally do that now.
Does he watch a lot of Shrek? I bet he does. Piece of shit. Punch him in the bollocks.
Bollocks. Oh my God.
All right, next story.
Next story.
So, the Epic Games CEO speaks out against loot boxes in gaming.
This is a shocking. This isn't okay. Let me ask you this. This isn't a setup title, like a clickbait title.
No, this is legit.
Okay, that's So I am
This
shocked
is legit.
at this.
Yeah, this is
I am
absolutely
shocked
legit.
at
Yeah,
this.
Yeah, yeah. So from Fortnite Intel, it's the website, I guess, in a story written by Jimmy Russo. He writes, loot boxes represent one of the biggest topics in gaming outside of our Fortnite bubble. Somewhere along the line, they become a standard way to offer cosmetics and sometimes game-improving rewards to players, which is the part most people don't like.
Yeah.
There's a long list of games that continue to push the loot box model. PUBG, Overwatch, Apex Legends, FIFA, Madden, and NBA 2K. It's weird that 3 of those games are sports games, to name a few. Even Fortnite saved the world used loot llamas when the game first came out. Epic Games is taking a stand against loot boxes, however, with CEO Tim Sweeney at the helm. He spoke about this monetization practice in gaming during the DICE Summit in Las Vegas, as reported by The Hollywood Reporter.
The DICE Summit. Is there really a DICE Summit? Is that like a gaming summit?
Yeah.
That's for a real thing?
Yeah, DICE. D-I-C-E, DICE.
That is really kind of funny.
Yeah. So on the top, you're thinking of DICE?
Yeah.
It's not that kind of game.
Oh, okay.
It's a
Okay.
video game.
Huh?
It's mostly video games.
Okay.
But there's a company called DICE.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
So on the topic of loot boxes in gaming, Sweeney told the crowd, we have to ask ourselves as an industry what we want to be when we grow up. Do we want to be like Las Vegas with slot machines? Or do we want to be widely respected as creators of products that customers can trust?
Thank you.
I think we will see more and more publishers move away from loot boxes. I don't agree with that statement. I don't think you will.
I think
But
I only
not anytime soon anyway. And I also love the fact that he mentioned Las Vegas while being in Las Vegas.
But here's the thing. I think that they will people will
I think
veer away from them
I think the
for
more
a lot of different
uproar, yeah.
reasons. One, loss of customer support.
Well, yeah.
And all these politicians and governments, the UK or England, going after all these loot
I think
crates and stuff.
Sweden was one of them.
Yeah, I mean,
Hawaii.
there's a
It's
lot
not a
of
country, but
states and countries that are outlawing it because of gambling issues. So I think that they're going to have to veer away from it.
Yeah.
They're going to have to.
But I love that he mentions, like, do we want to be like Las Vegas while being in Las Vegas?
Yeah.
It's like, look around us. Do you want to be this?
Yeah.
Because this is what we are now. This is
Yeah.
what we're becoming.
Do you want to be like Sodom and Gomorrah?
Because that's what we're doing.
That's what we're doing.
We're Sodom and Gomorrah the hell out of it. Gonna turn into fucking stone soon. Or whatever. I don't know what happened in the Bible. I know not missiles.
Pillars of salt, didn't they?
Pillars
turn
of salt.
into?
They turned into pillars
That's
of
right.
salt. Ha-ha. Statues are Medusa. That's a different thing. That's a different mythology.
Yeah. let's not mix them up. People get sensitive about
People
that.
get sensitive. How dare you say ours is a mythology? They're all mythologies. Yeah. Knock it off. We should be very reticent of creating an experience where the outcome can be influenced by spending money.
Yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
He continued, loot boxes play on all the mechanics of gambling except for the ability to get more money out in the end. Sweeney backed up this talk through action from Epic Games. Llamas in Save the World now tell you what they hold. Epic's purchase of Rocket League developer Psyonix came with the phasing out of the random crates from the game. Sweeney also spoke about Epic's partnerships with media giants like Marvel and Star Wars. The CEO clearly thinks that this is much more wholesome approach to monetization than loot box.
Yeah.
The future of this, if you have an awesome new product, you start releasing free stuff in games and people get engaged with it, Sweeney told the audience. You'd be hard-pressed to find a consumer who is pro loot boxes. Gamers generally hate loot boxes, as the industry is getting pressure from audiences and governments, which is what you said.
Yep.
Local and national legislation is being passed across the globe in an effort to remove loot boxes from the gaming industry. With these statements from Tim Sweeney and actions from Epic, it's clear that they're positioning themselves on the right side of history.
Yes, they are. They are.
100%.
But I think they're foreseeing get mentioned, as it mentioned in their governments and
Oh yeah, governments.
I mean,
and
they're
there's
foreseeing that
legislation
this is
throughout
going to be
the world.
Yeah. we're therefore seeing that this is going to be a potential issue. I swear we've talked about this guy before.
We might have. I don't know.
I'm looking for him in my notes because I remember that name. I remember us talking about him and Epic. That all sounds really familiar. But I'm glad he said something. Because
I'm glad somebody said something, especially somebody who is a CEO of a gaming company at a gaming convention.
Yeah, because usually you hear the opposite.
Oh yeah, you hear or you don't hear anything.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? It's what's that that phrase? Silence is acceptance,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not being silent anymore. And I think a lot of companies
Epic
should follow kind of in those footsteps.
Yeah,
of not being silent, saying we're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
He,
and I like how he said that loot boxes function on the same mechanics as gambling, except you don't get any money out of it. You get nothing really out of it.
That's the only thing, is you're just not getting more money out. You're getting something out of it. You're getting a product out of it. But you're not getting. You're only not getting money out of it. But the whole argument is, but you're getting something. But you're not buying it. You're not buying this thing outright.
No.
It's a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
It's a literal gamble. Because you don't know if you're going to get a fucking skin, an emote, or a new gun.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what you're getting. It's literally a roll of the dice.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how much more of gambling that has to be.
It's people who just want to spin a narrative. I mean, we see this in our government. People just want to believe what they want to believe, and they're going to drive that boat right into the iceberg every freaking time. Yeah. But I'm glad he said something. I'm glad he made the statements he did, because he's right. And Epic is going to be on the right side of history. EA is not going to be there on the right side.
No, there's a lot of companies, but it's but here's a funny little side story coming out of Fortnite, because he's the CEO of Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
So Fortnite just updated a new their game, Fortnite. New update with a new skill-based matching system. So depending on what your skill level is, you get matched up with people at your same skill level.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I like that.
But if I'm at this skill level, if I'm at skill level B, I'm going to be matched up with other people at skill level B. It's a fair kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm not being matched up with people at skill level A and getting decimated, and I'm not being matched with people at skill level D and just annihilating everybody.
Okay, so here's why I said I didn't think I like it, because I really don't know much about Fortnite. I imagine it like Survivor, where you have to team up with people. And
no, it's completely.
See, now that you say that, I think that's a great idea.
You can do like groups, but it's like it's like a 2-player groups, like me and you go in. And it probably would, because certain games will do that, where it's like, or if you go in with somebody, it'll either lower your stats to go in. Like, it'll probably most likely lower my stats to get into your game, or lower your stats to get into my game, depending on who's better at the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm assuming me, because you're a woman. And you play Sims. I'm joking, of course. Jeez, people.
Yeah, because I wouldn't be laughing, and we would not be friends.
But here's the funny thing, because there's the hashtag remove SSBM has been trending.
SSBM sounds like a credit union. Open a bank account with SSBM.
But it's so funny because people are tweeting, the Fortnite community is so stupid that not only do they want to get rid of skill-based matchmaking in their game, they completely messed up the acronym to be remove SSBM. And now everyone thinks it's about Smash Melee. So, and people are just posting pictures of, so remove SSBM. No, don't do it. I love Melee. Super Smash Brothers Melee, SSBM.
Oh, okay.
People understand it's not that, but they're like, but they're making jokes. So already your stance is being laughed at.
Yeah.
Because people are taking it as a joke of, I literally saw this trending and thought the Smash community was mad again and wanted to get rid of Melee for some reason. Turns out it's just Fortnite trend something. Okay, carry on as usual. But people have been complaining because they're like, oh, I don't want to. This is ruining my gameplay and I'm not having fun anymore. And it's just like, get better at the game. Like, you're playing a game, you're at a certain skill level. If you're getting destroyed, you don't deserve to be at that skill level.
Mm-hmm.
because you're used to destroying kids in your, you know what I mean, or whatever the hell.
This is one of those things where I think people just want to bitch. They're just not happy about anything, you know?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
The group, and I'm not saying that the companies are always on the right side of this. Sometimes they make decisions and you go, why did you do that? But there's other times where I think that they feel that it could enhance the game and the playing of the game. But you are always going to have people who are haters of every single thing. It doesn't matter how good it is. You're always going to have haters.
Yeah, and there was like one, I can't find it now, but I really wasn't prepared for this one. But there was a Twitch streamer who I think primarily streams Fortnite.
Okay.
And he tweeted out #remove SSBM because, you know what I mean, he's not getting any more views, and he's not getting good content out of the game because he's constantly losing matches. And it's like, okay, so you want the game to cater to you instead of the whole community? You're a Twitch streamer. This game isn't about you.
Yeah, but influencers, no matter who they are so big-headed, and they think everything is about
that's what
them.
I mean. It's like and then, you know, I went into his comments and people were just like, "Are you a fucking idiot?"
Yeah.
Like, so you want this company to
modify the game for
because you're not getting links, like you're not getting hits on your videos because you're getting your ass kicked? Get good.
Yeah.
Like, get better at the game, dude. Like, because you're
best.
because you're used
Sorry.
because you're used to playing your followers, the people who are in your your follower group, who are probably all kids, and you're kicking their ass, and they're completely fine with it because, oh, I'm playing against my favorite Twitch streamer, but they're all low level fucking noobs or whatever the hell, or they're just not good at the game.
Yeah.
And now that it's a skill based system, and now you're playing against other people who are really good at the game, like legitimately.
You're all upset about
now
it.
You're upset that you're getting your ass kicked? Like, knock it off.
Yeah.
It goes to what you said, though. Like, it's just people bitching to bitch.
Yeah.
At this point. Like, it's such a...
It's a non-issue. It's a nothing burger.
Yeah, it's a non-issue. They literally made the game better
Yeah.
by having this thing. And you're like, oh, I don't like having to play against people who are skilled. Too fucking bad.
So it just shows how sucky you are.
Yes, as much you suck and that you don't deserve those A, followers, or B, that rank that you fucking quote unquote earned.
Oh god.
Knock it off.
Yeah.
But anyway, on to our final story. The Asshat of the week. I've done that in a while.
Yep.
So, in a story from Digital Trends, written by Giovanni Colantonio.
Oh, nice,
very,
nice, well done.
Italiano.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy, that Giovanni. His mother makes good spaghetti. I'm sure she does. If she's Italian, I'm sure she makes phenomenal spaghetti.
Yes.
The sauce is made at home, and the spaghetti, she makes her own noodle. Guaranteed.
Oh, fresh noodles.
Guaranteed. He's like, how does he know my grandmother? Like, how does he know my mother? It's fucking crazy. She does make her own noodles. Anyway, off topic. So, the title, Warcraft 3 Reforged, what the new custom content policy means for modders. So, Warcraft 3 Reforged is officially out in the world, taking players on a trip down memory lane. It's not a happy trip, but a trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. However, that should have been a light nostalgic moment, or what should have been a light nostalgic moment has quickly spiraled into another controversy for Blizzard, which has been no stranger to fan outcry. In the past year, the latest round of scrutiny comes after Blizzard released an acceptable use policy for Reforge's custom tool, which gives, it's just a weird name, which gives Blizzard sole ownership of any user-created content.
Whoa.
Which...
that's super shady.
Don't like that. The guidelines set several ground rules for the game's customization tools, the biggest of which revolves around who owns the rights to anything created within the game. Blizzard leaves little ambiguity to the policy, which is good. I'm glad they don't leave any because
they make it very clear.
They make it very clear that if you make anything, we now own it.
It's not Copa.
It's not Copa, which is like, or you don't know or it's not YouTube.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Copa was pretty clear, but YouTube was not.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was anything but clear.
I think Copa was much clearer
It
on the
was
government
clearer,
website,
but
I don't.
yeah,
I still think
YouTube was very. You might get I would recommend getting a lawyer.
Yeah.
It's like fucking YouTube.
You might want to do that.
Like, we can't tell you anything, but get a lawyer maybe. But so Blizzard leaves little ambiguity in the policy, which states custom games are and shall remain the sole and exclusive property of Blizzard. Let me read that again. Custom games are and shall remain the sole and exclusive property of Blizzard. Blizzard also outlines rules for commercial exploitation of custom games, which restrict players from making any profit off of their creations whatsoever.
Wow.
In short, that means players won't be able to sell or license their custom content to anyone other than Blizzard. But here's the thing, though. They're not selling it to Blizzard because the second they make it, Blizzard already owns it. So they're not selling anything. You're literally making Blizzard free content.
Wow.
This is the Bethesda mods fucking all over. Bethesda tried to do this, and then
why don't companies
and then
learn from?
They tried to do this, and then Bethesda learned very fast. Oh, we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. People are very upset. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. The mod community fucking died. And that's what's going to happen with Blizzard. The mod community is going to die. They're going to say, fuck you then. We're not going to make anything.
Yeah.
You're not harming us. You're harming yourself.
We were doing this for fun.
Yeah. There are free programs I can get that I can make my own fucking game on. Mm-hmm. I don't need your fucking program. Your probably buggy as shit program.
Yeah.
That is exploited by fucking China. Anyway, Blizzard also outlines rules for commercial... Oh, everything. The rest of the policy is somewhat straightforward. Oh, okay. With rules in place that give Blizzard the right to take down any content that uses unlicensed content, which makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're going to use something that's unlicensed by you, Blizzard's not going to get fucking sued because you're putting something in there.
Yeah.
So that actually makes sense. I can't fault Blizzard for doing that one. Back in Warcraft 3's heyday, the original Warcraft 3, several popular mods featured third-party content, making this new rule particularly contentious for the modding community. The rules also state that Blizzard can take down any content deemed unlawful or obscene, adding a way to shield players from abusive or hateful conduct, which also kind of makes sense. If you're going to put anything out there that's overly racial or sexual or whatever the hell, it's like it makes sense that they would put that down.
Yeah.
I get it. That makes sense. So while the idea of a company While the idea of a company owning any content you create in their game is nothing new, it's significant in the context of Warcraft 3. So this is the important part.
Okay.
Pretty much the catalyst of why this rule exists. Back in 2003, a player used the game's custom tools to create Defense of the Ancients, which quickly became a popular competitive mod and sparked interest in the MOBA genre, which is, I don't really know what the acronym means, MOBA. I'm not really sure, but it's pretty much top-down. You have a team. It's like team-based, and it's the top-down map, and you're trying to kind of destroy the other team's tower.
Okay.
While they're also trying to destroy your tower, and there's NPC like minions running around that you got to kill, and the person with the most points, the team with the most points at the end, wins the match. Mm-hmm. And each character has special abilities and all this shit. So somebody made a game like that in the Warcraft 3 kind of engine. Mm-hmm. So the rights to that franchise, to the Defense of the Ancients franchise, were later picked up by Valve, which is a major studio.
Okay.
Who went on to create the wildly popular Dota 2. So they took this mod, bought it from the person who created it, and created one of the most successful MOBAs in the fucking world. That Blizzard has no monetization to. Okay,
So they missed an opportunity
they
to make
missed
a
an
lot of
opportunity
money.
to make a lot of money,
and now they're
we're not going to miss that opportunity. You fool
They're-
me once, shame on you.
Yep.
Fool me twice, I'm an asshole because I'm going to take every single one of your
now they're
creations.
punishing everyone.
Yeah, that game has since become something of a phenomenon, to say the least. A phenomenon, positioning itself as a cornerstone in the modern esport scene. Blizzard has several esport games, like big popular esport games.
Mm-hmm.
Overwatch is a huge contender in esports. StarCraft, I believe, is one of them, which is also kind of a Warcraft kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly StarCraft is mostly popular. You see that a lot in Korea and South Korea and Asia, and those kinds of games are hugely popular, especially in esports.
Mm-hmm.
And that's two Blizzard games.
Mm-hmm.
This could have been a third Blizzard game, but it's not. It's Valve's game. So Blizzard's new policy for Reforged ensures that won't happen again. If a player creates a popular mod like Dota, no one other than Blizzard would be able to snatch up the rights like Valve did. Richard Flamm, a longtime legal consultant and former general counsel for Nintendo, spoke with Digital Trends about the policy. He emphasized that since mods are a derivative of the games they alter, there isn't much of a case against such guidelines. The mod has to run on the original work. It doesn't exist without the original work. So for the owner of the underlying copyright work to insist that they own the whole thing, fairly normal stuff. There's a right and a wrong way to go about it.
Yeah, and I mean the way he's breaking it down, yeah, that makes sense.
But he's a lawyer. He's breaking it down in the legal, he's breaking it down in the legal definition of it.
Right.
It's like, yeah, of course, but the world doesn't work on legal definitions.
No, the world's not
That's
black and white.
black and white.
Yeah.
The world works on grayscale.
And to be fair, okay, you know what? You're right. So what's going to happen is modders are not going to work on that platform and make mods on that platform anymore.
Yeah. So what Blizzard actually did was shot themselves in the fucking foot.
Yeah.
Because what they should have done was done what Valve did. Keep an eye on the goddamn modding community, see something that looks good, and then fucking buy it from the goddamn modder.
Yeah. I wonder how quick that they're going to flip this around. Like,
it depends. This is like brand new news. It depends on the outrage. And there's already outrage.
yeah.
People are already pissed off about it. And it's, with today's technology, it doesn't take long for people to voice their opinion on how pissed off they are about something. And people are already pissed off about this.
Yeah.
So it really depends on how quickly they change it. So the Warcraft community received the approach as a blow since modding was a significant component of the original game's popularity.
Mm-hmm.
While the policy adds new limitations to what modders can do, Flamm explained that it doesn't limit creativity. Of course it does. What do you mean? So much as create some basic ground rules for the tool. That's This very short new policy simply says we own it. Yeah. This is an open platform. No, it's not open anymore. It's no longer an open platform.
No.
The second you say we own everything you make, it becomes a closed platform.
Yeah.
It's no longer open. It's open because it's free.
Yeah.
It's not even free. You have to buy the fucking game. And in my opinion, I bought the game. So now everything I create on your game is now mine, right? I already paid you $60. It's like buying Photoshop. Everything I create, I bought Photoshop for however much money it is.
Mm-hmm.
Everything I create on Photoshop, the company that makes Photoshop can't be like, oh, Tim, you made a really good picture. We're going to take that. We own that picture now.
Yeah, you
like,
used our mechanics.
You used our program to make that.
Yep.
So it's within our legal rights because of what this says. That's exactly what fucking Blizzard is doing.
On the devil's advocate side of that is with programs such as Adobe or Microsoft and things like that, there has to be some kind of service agreement that that litigation wouldn't take hold. But when you're looking at it as apples and apples, the scenario, that's very similar.
Yeah. I understand, Heidi. Thank you.
I
get it.
I want to make sure that we have at least one neutral viewpoint.
No, yeah.
Sometimes it's you, sometimes it's me. Because I don't know as much about the video game
most
industry.
Most of the time it's you.
Well, because I don't know as much about the video game industry. I'm not as invested in it as you are.
It's like, well, my emotions aren't into this, so let me think of it this way. And I'm
like,
yeah. No. I'm mad.
Mad.
I'm mad about this. So while the policy adds new limitations, so this very short new policy simply says that we own it. This is an open platform and you can't mod it in any way that limits who can use the content, and you can't commercially exploit what you do. You've got to do it for the love of the game. Fuck you. Eat shit. You got to do it for the love of the game.
Oh, God.
And if you don't want to do it for the love of the game, then don't do it. Well, guess what? No one's going to fucking do it. Like, again, you're not hurting the modders. You're hurting yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't help that Reforged shipped with several bugs and missing features, which have sparked dissent among fans across the internet. Only 24 hours after release, the game's user score is already sitting at a 2.0 on Metacritic. Actually, currently, it's at a 0.5.
Oh, wow.
Yes, an apparent review bomb from fans. It's unclear how the backlash will ultimately affect Reforged in the long term. Pretty shitty.
Mm-hmm.
However, the situation is already proving to be a mess for Blizzard's brand, which is still recovering after the company banned a Hearthstone player, the South Korean player.
Yep.
Oh no, the Hong Kong
yep.
player, who voiced support for Hong Kong protesters during his live stream. So Blizzard has just been screwing themselves left and right. Hence why they're the Asshat of the week. But yeah,
I think this is what
boggles
happens
my
when you
mind.
have people who are running these companies who don't love video games.
Yeah. Here's a prime example of the complete opposite. Media Molecule might not be it might not be an apples to apples type situation. But Media Molecule just made a video game called Dreams on the PlayStation. And what it is it's pretty much it's a program that you make your own stuff. You make your own games. You can make your own like short films. You can make your own art projects. They give you all the tools, dozens, if not hundreds of tutorials to use the tools.
Mm-hmm.
And there's even games and like short films and pictures of other people that have made stuff already in the library. So you can, even if you're not a creative person, you don't know how to use the tools and it's just too daunting, you can just play all these games that people have played.
Mm-hmm.
And in an interview, one of the designers at Media Molecule was asked, can people make money off of their projects? Like, can they sell their projects?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, at the moment, we don't have a way for that to happen, but we're not opposed to it. We're not opposed to people taking their creations and making stuff. And it's like, that's the fucking way to do it. You made a thing.
So it's very collaboratory.
It's very collaboratory. Pretty much everybody.
And it sounds like the approach that the creators took to it was to make it something that people could collaborate
they wanted
on.
to make a community of creators.
Yeah.
Which they already have done. I bought it. And it's a $40 video game.
Oh wow.
And I was like, this game is $40? And I played it, and they have kind of a tutorial kind of storyline you can play through to kind of get used to the controls of things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a storyline that the people at Media Molecule have, like a campaign, so to speak, that Media Molecule have created for you to play through, just to kind of play through it. And it's really cool, and there's a bunch of videos of how to make, how to animate figures and how to create characters and how to create your own kind of games. And people have already made these games, and some of the stuff is absolutely mind-blowing.
Wow.
What they're using with the technology that everybody has
access to in the game.
Everybody has access to the exact same tools.
Wow.
And the things that people are making are absolutely phenomenal. Like, a lot of people are making kind of remakes of things like Sonic games and other things that they used to play and stuff. So they're just like kind of remaking things. Yeah. But some people are making original designs. And it's absolutely amazing. And it's like, I feel like that's the way you need to do it. Like, or like, this is going to sound very odd, but the way Bethesda handles it, handles it now. Because, the way they did handle it, there was a time they didn't handle it well, and now they're handling it well again, was that there's a huge modding community for Skyrim and for Fallout. Massive modding community. Your husband, the robot, can 100% attest to this.
Yes.
And it's just, and the things that these people are making are like
Pretty amazing.
There are mods that are making the game run better.
Well, and
it's like
to be fair, I kind of wonder if Bethesda's like, this is working out for us. So
no, that's what I mean. It's like, I mean, they're kind of very accepting about it, and they're saying, you know, like, no, they're embracing the modding community, and it's weird that Bethesda's doing that. And it's like, if you're, you know, if there's a comparison between you and Bethesda, and and Bethesda's above you on the scale, you got to look at yourself in the mirror, man, and be like, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah, what am I doing?
Who am I? I don't even recognize the man in the mirror anymore.
Then you start hearing the song.
Staring at the man in the mirror. I think that's all we can afford.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
I mean, I don't want to get sued, but it's insane because it's like there is, and a lot of games have like huge modding community, especially PC games.
Yeah,
that have massive, because PC you can mod anything. Grand Theft
Sims
Auto
has a huge modding community.
Sims has a huge, and that's EA.
Yeah.
And EA is allowing that to happen. And again, if there's a level scale and you're below EA, again,
yeah, you really need to evaluate what you're doing.
Yeah, dude, it's like, come on, man. But then there are other companies like Rockstar who have the Grand Theft Auto game, and on their PC version of it, there are mods. Thousands of mods for that game, and there are videos of it, and it's all these things, and people are doing crazy things in that game, and it's like, and they're not shutting them down.
No,
they're not saying, oh, whatever you make we own. Oh, you made a cool car, we own that car now. It's like, if you want, you can put that in the market, but you know, whatever the hell. But there was a thing where they were, even with Bethesda, I think they were going to try to sell mods. And the modding community was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, we're not going to do that. We're not going to sell mods. We're going to go back to the way mods were, and you're going to just make mods.
Well, because...
And it's all free now.
There could be arguments that somebody says, look, I made this mod. Yeah, I used your mechanics of your game to do it, but I would have to use software.
Yeah.
And I put in the hours to create it. People want what I created, not what you created.
Yeah. I used your shitty, outdated engine to make this better product, and you can't go, oh, you made this better product. Not, it's my product now.
Yeah, no.
This is now I'm gonna sell it and make money off of my this is now mine.
I wonder how quick
you see that you see that product is mine.
It's mine.
This is now mine.
It's mine.
Bitch.
Such a bitch.
But it's so man, it kills me that like Blizzard, just stop.
Well,
what are you doing?
Let's see how quick they do.
But it's like, this isn't the first misstep. This is like the third misstep.
Yeah, but we said that about Bethesda when we were on a tirade for them for a while. We said this about
we had
EA. I mean, mostly Bethesda though. All this, I mean, everything they did with 76 was just like they stepped in turd after turd after turd. It's like you don't see them in the. You know,
it was a slow fall into a pile of turd. It was like, oh, I stepped in it, I tripped in it. Oh, now my knee's in it. Now my elbow's in it. Now my chest is in it. Now my face is in it.
Yeah.
It was like, stop.
And that's why I say it. I think that you can tell the difference between a company ran by a business person, which I don't necessarily think is a bad thing, unless they're so out of touch with video games. You have to, if you're going to run a video game company, I feel like if you're going to run it efficiently, you have to have a love of video games and a just general understanding of the community.
Yeah. And you can tell which companies which companies are run by those people.
Yep.
You can 100% tell who those people are. And it's just so sad that you get like, it really is like the AAA games. That's why I feel like indie titles have come into like a new rise lately.
Yeah.
Because
people are sick and tired of these other companies.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, this new guy or this new, Joe Blow or Jane Blow from some country or from city or that I've never even heard of before made this awesome game. Who is this person? This game is awesome.
But this is what you see in business in any industry.
Yeah.
Any big company that makes a product, they're going to give you a basic product and then charge you for all this, bells and whistles of it.
Yeah.
Cars companies do it, appliance company. I mean, everybody does it. So when you get these little mom and pop shops, like the company you used to work for that I work for, when it was a little mom and pop shop, we could modify, do whatever any customer wanted.
Oh yeah, on the
So
fly.
we got customers that most these big companies wouldn't get.
Right.
People are gonna get tired, and it sounds like they're getting tired of these big companies that give you a generic game and then charge you for all the bells and whistles that should have came with the game, when they can go to an indie game
Yeah.
and get everything
Stardew Valley was was it, I think $20.
closer.
Stardew Valley was, I think, $20
Mhm.
when it came out, and that was made by one person. The entire game, music, the sound effects, the graphics, everything was made by one dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's become, and he works on it every single day.
Yeah.
Every single day. And he's got 2 new games coming out soon that he's working on top of still working on Stardew Valley. Updates are still releasing on Stardew Valley.
That's a guy who loves what he does.
And that's somebody who that's somebody who needs to run a multi-million-dollar gaming company,
Mhm.
because that guy gives a shit. And it sucks because like the CEO for the company that makes Fortnite, that guy gives a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. The Epic Games CEO.
Epic Games, thank you.
I think his name's Tim Sweeney.
Tim Sweeney, yes. Yeah, he gives a shit. But yeah.
I think that you can tell that Tim Sweeney actually is a businessman who
gives a shit.
loves either he may not love video games, but he has a really good, healthy respect for them.
Yeah, and that's all I ask for. I don't need you to live and breathe video games, but
Yeah.
respect the community of
Yeah.
people that buy your product.
Yeah, don't just look at
Respect your customers.
Yeah, look at them. Don't look at them as dollar signs.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of companies do that, and if you notice, not only with indie games and indie movies, but small business, people are in the, at least in the U.S. I don't know anywhere else. I've been reading a lot of stuff because I'm in school, and a lot of people are going towards small business indie because they like the meat and potatoes that you get in it.
Yeah.
And the warmth and the depth you get in the product's service, and you don't get that in these big companies. But these big companies are not going to change.
Right.
We live in a very
Unfortunately.
we live in the world we live in is business driven, and that as long as they're making money, they're going to keep doing it. But
yeah.
I think that if more of these video game companies that are making like Bethesda, I've kind of given up on EA at this point. Bethesda, I feel like they really could redeem themselves. It would take a lot of work, but they need a CEO who's actually not going to be a douche nozzle.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know because they got to think and they got to think about it quick too, because they got a couple of big titles coming out soon in the next generation. A new Elder Scrolls game.
Mm-hmm.
And a completely new IP like Starfield or some bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I don't trust you with the old stuff. I'm going to
Yeah.
trust you with a fucking brand new IP? Are you out of your mind?
Yeah.
You can't build a shack. I'm going to let you build a mansion?
Yeah, they really couldn't.
What the
they
hell's
they
wrong
really
with you?
didn't fix 76.
You're using old wood.
Yeah,
that's
they really,
rotting.
If you think about it, they really didn't fix
Yeah.
76. They let the modding community do that.
Yeah, and they do that with all of their games.
Yeah, they always come out with massive bugs.
The games that they make are never polished the way they should be.
They never release
Bugs up the ass.
I mean, I expect a few hiccups in every game
Yeah.
because we're human, but they come out with obvious.
Yeah. The only one that wasn't like that was New Vegas, and that was because that wasn't made by Bethesda.
Yeah.
That was made by another company.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny that the Fallout game, besides the original top-down RPG ones,
Mm-hmm.
the new 3D Fallouts that people love, New Vegas is the one that everybody loves.
Yeah, I heard
That's
that
the
a
one
lot.
that they go, 3 New Vegas and 4. New Vegas is the best one.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Because, and it's,
so many
and
times.
it's not a coincidence that it's not a coincidence that it wasn't made by Bethesda.
No.
That's why people love it, because it wasn't a buggy mess that you needed a community of modders to fix.
Yeah.
It's just,
I agree.
It's baffling to me.
I know.
I don't know. It's weird. But anyway, those are our tales of woe.
That's the Asshat of the week.
It's the asset of the week. Those are our stories.
All right, everybody. To find out more information about our podcast, as always, you can go to our website at www.geek-lish. We're on Facebook at Geek-lish and Twitter at geek_lish, and we're on Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Blueberry, YouTube, and Pandora.
Ooh. I still don't know how it works because I haven't listened to our podcast on Pandora. So I don't know if like after one episode, it's like, oh, here's another podcast that you might like.
I'm gonna have to.
I don't know how that works.
I'm gonna have to check it out because
hopefully it just goes to the next episode.
I'm hoping because when I look at our download from our host, there are several people downloading from Pandora.
Yeah. Although it would be interesting to see like if that is how that works, and if somebody's listening to like another nerdy podcast and it's like you might also like this
that
podcast.
would be kind of cool.
And it's like we'd start getting. So if that is the way it works, I might not be as upset about it.
Yeah.
I'd be a little upset about it if it was like, oh, skip.
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know if we're considered
$6.
I don't know if we're considered a channel or like our own channel.
We are, yeah.
No, but I'm saying like not. You might also like. I think it might just play all of us. I don't know.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, that's a good question.
You know, because like if you go to if you go to Christmas music, yeah, you'll get all Christmas music. It'll be right. Every kind of Christmas music.
You go to like nerdy podcasts. Would we pop in there?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't know, but that's it for us. And thank you so much for listening, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, everybody. Stay nerdy out there.
Bye.
Bye.